For games 5 and 6 of the 6-game homestand for the Sasquatch. The first 3 did not go their way. They dropped the first 2 of 3 to the Sawtooth Sockeyes. And then in game 2 of the doubleheader, game 3 of that series and game 3 of the homestand, a dominating victory here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. 6-0, a complete game shutout. From starting pitcher Lance Schaff, Dylan Ritchie comes in relief, and Gunnar Thompson finishes it out. An absolute dominating performance up and down. The Sasquatch were firing on all cylinders and got the win. The prospects come into town. Game 1 looked like the Sasquatch were going to carry over that momentum into this series. Led up 2 runs in the first 2 innings. Oliver Wilson had a little bit of trouble settling into his night, but then ended great. He ended with 5 innings pitched and only 2 earned runs to his night, giving the Sasquatch a lead. But it was the Sasquatch offense in the bottom of the 3rd inning put up 4 runs, an absolutely dominating inning from the lineup, 1 through 9. Absolutely spectacular. They got the lead, and it looked like they were going to carry that to the end and get a victory to start out the series. But it would be the bullpen coming in, and it would be the prospects prevailing in the 7th. Top of the 7th inning, they put up 4 runs of their own to retake the lead 6-4, and that was all she wrote. The Sasquatch, interesting facts about them from that one. After that 4-run bottom of the 3rd, looked like the offense was firing. It looked like a win was in hand. 3 total hits and 4 total base runners throughout the entire rest of the game. 2 of those hits coming from the bat of Luis Reyes, the shortstop, who bats in the 3-hole today. Again, has been one of the best players on this team throughout the season. He had 2 of those 3 hits, the other one coming from a DJ Van Atten single in the bottom of the 8th, where the Sasquatch thought they could tie it up. Bottom 8, runner on 1st and 2nd, Reyes singles, DJ Van Atten singles. Prospects go to their bullpen. Trey Vorwald comes up to the plate, and unfortunately, Jackson Meyer out of the bullpen for the prospects forces a second pitch, 4-6-3 inning-ending double play, a gut punch for the Sasquatch in that one. They were unable to get back. They get a base runner in the bottom of the 9th and then ground out to 3rd to end it. Gage Crott almost legs it out to throw in the dirt, but a beautiful pick by the first baseman, Caden Young, who slides over to 1st for the prospects today. A beautiful pick to end the game on a ball that was in the dirt. Looked like the Sasquatch could keep going and build off mistakes, try to mount a comeback, but they could not do so. There was a few bright spots coming out of that game as well, though. Coach Jarrett Hunt and assistant coach Anthony Peterson switched spots, so Hunt goes over to 3rd base to coach the base runners, and Peterson goes to 1st, and the aggression was unreal, scoring 3 total runs on sending runners on shallow fly balls, taking risks, and it was working, and that's what you got to do to win, and they know that, and they did an excellent job of putting their team in a position to win with good coaching on the base paths. There was also great bullpen arms that come out, the bullpen showing their depth. While the top arms might not have got it done, a new name prevailed in the Sasquatch bullpen. Gunnar Thompson, the right-handed pitcher from Mayville State University in North Dakota, was phenomenal to say the least. Waited 15 days between his first outing and his second, pitched game 2 in Dickinson, 2 scoreless innings. 15 days later, his number gets called again, goes into the top of the 9th to close out the 6-0 victory against the Sockeyes, goes 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts, and then, once again, the very next day, head coach Jarrett Hunt calls his name again. He pitches the 7th inning, gives the Sasquatch a chance, keeps it a 2-run deficit, goes 1-2-3 on just 7 pitches. We stepped aside to talk to Gunnar a little bit about his 2 outings and about any confidence he might gain from pitching so well on back-to-back nights right here at Black Hills Energy Stadium.
Joined by Sasquatch bullpen arm Gunnar Thompson. Gunnar, you pitch in Dickinson game 2. You have 15 days off in between. Does that kind of get to you mentally waiting to get back in? It seems like it's really never going to come, but then you finally got your chance.
Yeah, it definitely does, especially because you come here, you're expecting to pitch, and you pitch in the first series, then you have to wait so long for your next outing. It does dampen your confidence a little bit, so I was happy to get out there again.
And it seemed like every time you were slated to pitch, we were talking about it, it just seemed like Mother Nature didn't agree and you got rained out. Does that also take a toll on you?
Yes, I had 2 rain-out outings. I would have pitched in Hastings. I would have pitched against Wahe, and it really sucks not to pitch when you get scheduled.
Yeah, but then you did get scheduled. You got in. You pitched back-to-back nights. 1, 2, 3, both nights, just absolutely phenomenal, dominating on the mound almost. Does that put a sort of confidence into your mind as you go throughout the summer season?
Yes, it 100% does. Like, when you have all 3 pitches working, and I don't throw very hard, so my defense has to play a big part in it, and they do. They pick me up every time. So
yeah, it seems like you can just kind of attack the strike zone, and they'll just make plays behind you. It's what it seems like. It looks like from my view, at least up in the booth up there here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, that attacking the strike zone, letting your defense make plays is really what you're going for.
100%. You want weak contact and as little pitches as possible.
Yeah, and then lastly, the last 2 nights you've pitched, your parents have actually been in attendance in person. How does it feel not only to pitch well, but to pitch well in front of them, not via a screen, but in person?
They're my lifeline. I mean, they support me through everything. I need to pitch good every time they come here. That's all I got to put in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, the parents are here. They give you everything, pitching well. It's really, we talked about actually, a quick stat is when your parents are in attendance, it seems like you just pick up another level. Is that just a mental game?
I think 100% is it. I mean, baseball is so mentally challenging. So like when they're here, it kind of eases everything, and you can just go out there and pitch.
Here from Gunnar Thompson. First pitch right back here when we come on Sasquatch Live.
That was right-handed bullpen pitcher Gunnar Thompson talking about his recent performances and going throughout the season, the confidence it will give him. He might have just solidified himself, the head coach Jarrett Hunt, as a name to keep in mind going to the bullpen. Talked to Gunnar a little bit at home, as he is my roommate here in Spearfish, South Dakota. Talked to him a little bit. He said that's how it kind of started when he went to college. He was given a couple innings here and there, but not really that big of important innings, and he just kept putting up zeros and giving his coaches at Mayville State no reason but to give him those innings that mattered, and big innings at that. And that's exactly what he might have done just now with those two back-to-back innings. A Sasquatch right here against the Prospects. Cameron Murphy taking the mound in his last outing was spectacular in Pierre, South Dakota. Let up a first pitch home run to right field that might have traveled 430 feet. It was a no-doubter, but he was sensational. We got starting lineups right now. Bryson Hoyer manning center field. Ryan Bachman playing second base for the Sasquatch, as he's done all year and for the last 3 years at that. The 3 spot, he played super well yesterday. He's been phenomenal on both sides. Luis Reyes takes a shortstop position again. He goes behind the plate, today. Normally the shortstop, he's going to catch today's game and catch Murphy. Designated hitter DJ Van Atten slides in the 4 spot. The 5 spot, it's a new guy. Jack Sutton from Augusta University comes in. Trey Vorwald in the 6 spot, playing left field in the 8. Christian Soto playing third base. And actually playing 8th, batting 7th is Soto. 8th is going to be Gage Crop manning right field. 4 beautiful innings out of the bullpen. His last appearance on the mound, he started 2 games in a row, rounding out the order. Chaz Crook playing shortstop, where he's found himself as of late with Reyes sliding behind the plate. He mans the 6th spot. Murphy on the mound, and we'll be right back right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live with the first pitch. Sasquatch looking to get going with a 2-game slot against the Prospects.
I feel so good today. Been lucky. What a lovely day. Woke up on a vibe, y'all. Got a brand new thing. Yeah, it's all going my way. My shoes got sold. Got a strut in my walk now. Got a pocket full of sun. Won't say it won't go down. I'm a winner, I can feel it in the city. Yeah, happy when I breathe it in it. Roll the dice for the 7, hit 11, hit a 7, hit 11 again. I'm all good. Got a 4-leaf clover. Y'all can knock on wood. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. All right. My lucky day. It is my lucky day. My lucky day. My lucky day. 'Cause I know today's gonna go my way. I can see the sunshine through the rain. It's my lucky day.
And welcome to Black Hills Energy Stadium for Game 5 and 6 of the homestands and Game 2 and 3 against the Nebraska Prospects, who came into town earlier this week on Friday. Fireworks night, they came away with the victory. The fireworks were for them on Friday, winning 6-4 against the Sasquatch, coming back from a 4-2 deficit that they gathered in the bottom of the 3rd inning from a 4-run inning from the Sasquatch. After that, Prospects took over. They scored 4 in the top of the 7th, only allowing 3 hits the rest of the game and absolutely shutting down this Sasquatch team at any level they wanted. The Sasquatch coming into this one needing a win here in Game 1 to propel themselves in Game 2. Cameron Murphy takes the mound for the Sasquatch ahead of Game 1, 2 7-inning games here in Spearfish, South Dakota today. Cameron Murphy was phenomenal in his last outing in Pierre, South Dakota. Got a win against the Zap. He pitched 4 innings. First pitch left into right field, and the dugout sunk. You just had this feeling of, oh no, what is going to happen when the first pitch you throw all night leaves? You don't know what's going to happen on the mound. But for Cameron Murphy, it did not faze him one bit. He came back, and after that first pitch home run, pitched 4 shutout innings, was absolutely sensational, and he takes the mound today. Head coach Jarrett Hunt putting Cameron Murphy on the mound in a big spot, trying to get a win following the Game 1 loss. On the year, 8 innings pitched in his 2 appearances, a 2.63 ERA. Those 4 innings with 1 run in Pierre, and then in Dickinson came out of the bullpen and pitched 4 innings, giving up 2. He was the only reason the Sasquatch had a chance in that Game 3 against the Big Sticks. Murph came in with the deficit and held it stagnant while the Sasquatch tried to mount a comeback. Unfortunately, they did not, and the Big Sticks walked away with the Game 3 in the sweep. But Murphy right here has been sensational. He has given no reason for the Sasquatch not to keep him around. Came in on a temp contract, and he has been unbelievable. He starts on the mound, and the leadoff hitter's a shortstop, Tyler Palmer for the Prospects. He steps in the right-hand batter's box to start out this beautiful afternoon, fouls off the first pitch here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. First pitch time at 12:37, 65 degrees and partly cloudy. Absolutely gorgeous here in Spearfish today. Way better than yesterday's game that got rained out from consistent heavy rain that started around 3 a.m. and did not end until 3 p.m. Just drenched this ballpark. First pitch tries to go inside and missed just a little bit. Count goes even at 1-1. Defensively for the Sasquatch, Luis Reyes calling the game behind the plate for Cameron Murphy. Christian Soto mans third. Chaz Crook slides into short. Ryan Bachman at second. And a new face at first base, it's Jack Sutton. He mans first. Just got here today as a beautiful pitch from Murphy right there on the outside. Gets out of 1-2. The outfield for the Sasquatch, the same as you would think on the left and center. Vorwald in left, Hoyer in center, and Gage Crott, his second straight start, he mans right field. He's been sensational both ways, pitching-wise. Those 4 innings gave up 4 runs, but for 3 of them was scoreless and gave the Sasquatch a chance to come back. Left them in a little bit too long. 4th inning got to him, and the runs came across to solidify the victory for the Sockeyes. But Crott was one of the reasons the Sasquatch even had a chance. He was 1 for 3 with a run scored and a single in his last outing, so he gets a start in right field today for head coach Jarrett Hunt. 2-2 count, a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Reyes. Murphy gets his first strikeout of the night, starting out hot, getting Tyler Palmer down on strikes. Colin Lynham, the left fielder, comes up to the plate now. Lynham, one of the 2 Lynham brothers in this lineup, same spot last game, 2-hole left field. He was pretty good. 2 singles, struck out, and then walked. Tried to go upstairs. Reyes tried to hold it on the upstairs corner. He gets called for ball 1. We'll tell you more about Jack Sutton when he comes up to the plate. He slides in the 5 spot today, playing first base. Injured Jack Naylor leads the team in RBIs. He finds himself out still with an upper body injury, as that pitch is going to be skied in the center field. Hoyer takes 3 steps back. He lost in the sun. Now going to track. Can't make the catch. It's going to go to the track. It's going to be a double for Colin Lynham. Lost it in the sun. The glare here. The sun directly above the press box, and it gave Hoyer a hard time. Lynham stands on second base. What looked like was going to be a routine fly ball to center. Bryson Hoyer's a little bit of trouble with. Goes right in the glare of the sun. And now a runner in scoring position for the meat and potatoes of the lineup, the 3-4-5 spot for the Prospects. Sid DeMayo comes up to the plate. He was 2 for 3 in his game last time. 6th spot, was designated hitter, struck out to start, and then reached 3 times in a row. That one's going to be low, going to be ball 1. He reached on an error in the 4th. 2 singles, and the rest of the game settled in nicely. We'll see what he can do now with a runner in scoring position. Big spot early on. The Sasquatch, when they seem to find the win column, seem to go and rally around a starting pitcher who starts out well, see what Murphy can do. Had contact at center field. It was fairly deep as it rolled to the track, and he gets a big swing and a miss there. Fairly deep fly ball on that last pitch to Colin Lynham. Just A little bit of trouble in center field. The Sun here with an afternoon game for the first time. The Sasquatch not used to playing on Sundays even until 4 o'clock, but 12:41 here, and we're in action for game 1 of the doubleheader due to the rain out yesterday. Sun giving a little trouble in center field. That pitch can be skied in the shallow right. Bachman on the run. Crott coming in. Who's going to get it? Crott calls him off. Runner's not going to tag. It's going to be a fly out to right field. Looked like Ryan Bachman wanted it. Running backwards to make the over-the-shoulder. Gage Crott comes in, calls him off, settles under it, and a big second out after getting a runner in scoring position for Cameron Murphy. Jackson Meyer comes up to the plate. Now the DH came out of the bullpen to close out the 6-4 victory in game 1. Has not really hit the ball well all year, but now finds himself in the cleanup spot. So a lot of trust right now from head coach Trevor Varley for Meyer to step in. He was 0 for 5 in his night last time. That one's going to be hit weakly to short. Going in is Crook. He makes the diving catch. The shortstop position for the Sasquatch has been sensational. Reyes is not in there. It's Chaz Crook on that one. And it's a big goose egg in the first for the Sasquatch arm. Cameron Murphy will be back bottom 1. Sasquatch due up. Hoyer, Bachman, and Reyes right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live.
Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Bottom 1, Bryson Hoyer leading off for the Sasquatch in this one. A big goose egg after the one-out double by Colin Lynham in center field. Gave Bryson Hoyer a little bit of trouble with the Sun, but 2 straight flyouts to right field and shortstop respectively. Get the Sasquatch out of it. Hoyer's going to fly up on the first pitch to shallow left field. Going back and making the catch is going to be Palmer for the first out. So one pitch, one away. For the starting pitcher for the Prospects, it's P.J. Laux on the mound today. Laux, the 5'10 junior from Rockhurst University, 18 and a third innings this year, now 18 and 2/3, had a 1.53 ERA coming in to the game. He has been sensational, 3 games, 18 innings, so going an average of 6 innings and only in a 7-inning game, the Sasquatch got to make an emphasis to get him out early. Ryan Bachman steps into the plate. He takes the first pitch for a strike down low, gets down 0-1, standing on deck. Luis Reyes catching today, normally man short, but finds himself behind the dish. That one's going to be low in the dirt. The breaking ball almost froze Bachman with a front door slider. It appeared, and it goes 1-1. Laux is this team's ace, and they're looking for a series victory today. Bachman checks his swing on that slider, almost chased it out of the zone, stays away, gets head 2-1. Laux is the ace, and right now, if you're the prospects and your head coach Trevor Varley, you want a series victory coming into South Dakota. You don't want that game 3 to really be the decider of who walks away with the 3-game set. Bachman leaves that one off, gets up 3-1, and now 1 pitch away from potentially getting on base with a leadoff walk. Puts that one low. It's a 1-out walk. Ryan Bachman, beautiful after taking the first pitch for a strike. Sees 4 straight out of the zone. He trots the first base. 1-out base runner for the Sasquatch. Just as the prospects had a 1-out base runner with the 3-4-5 spot, it's a Sasquatch with it. 1 out, Ryan Bachman on first. 3-4-5 due up. Luis Reyes, the catcher today. He comes up to the plate. Reyes has been sensational. Came into this series hitting .353. He has been great, and it's just getting better. First pitch going to drop in there for a strike. A breaking ball bat didn't leave the shoulder. Reyes had no even thought about swinging. Reyes last game had 2 doubles and a single, 3 for 4, so that average goes up. Skies that one to center field, veering over to his left. Had a little trouble with it, took a bad angle, but goes back to get it. Is Williams for the 2nd out. Took a bad angle, started running forward, realized he had to run on kind of a 45-degree angle towards the gap. He recovers well, makes the catch over the shoulder, and that's going to be the 2nd out. And now DJ Van Atten's going to come to the plate in the cleanup spot, the designated hitter today. First pitch finds his own for a strike. Bachman still standing on first base. Wouldn't necessarily be surprised if we saw Ryan try to take off earlier, and they're going to check him. Doesn't make the throw, but steps off to check Bachman. He slides back in safely. I think first base coach Anthony Peterson, talking to field umpire, I think he wants a balk. That one's going to be low for ball 1. Count goes even 1-1. Van Atten been picking up steam a little bit. Now above 240 to 242 coming into the series. Gets down 1-2 as he swings at that one on the low end. Went 1 for 4 in his last game with a single in the 8th. That gave the Sasquatch a chance. Flies that one off, and he'll see another pitch. Standing on deck, the new man in town. It's Jack Sutton, the freshman from Augusta University. Ground ball over to the hole. Diving play, knocks it down. The throw from Cannon in time. Defensive showcase from the third baseman at the hot corner. And it's going to end the inning. Runner on first with 1 away. Same thing as the prospects in the top half. Nothing happens. 2 straight outs after that. We go to the 2nd. It's 0-0 right here at Black Hills Energy Stadium.
Shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice break.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
After 1, we're not at 0. 1 hit for the prospects, but other than that, nothing. A Ryan Bachman walk. He was stranded at first, and it brings up the 2nd inning. Cameron Murphy delivers strike 1. Gets away from Reyes, but down the pipe. So an 0-1 count to the leadoff hitter of the inning for the prospects. Going to be the 5 spot, Jackson Troutmanning, right field today. See if Murphy can settle in nicely. I mean, that double you thought might affect him. That breaking ball was nasty. Almost got Trout to pounce on it in the dirt. Leaves it off at the 1-1 count. Thought that double might affect him right there. It looked like Hoyer had a chance. The sun obviously giving him a little bit of trouble, but an easy pop fly to right and then a shallow pop up to short. Gave Chaz Crook a little trouble, but he made the diving catch in the infield. That one's going to be grounded over to third. Foul past the glove of Christian Soto. He goes back to the hot corner after getting the first game off. A nice off day to him. I talked to him after it. He said it wasn't much of an off day as he took a pinch hitting spot and took over the catcher position in the 7th, so finished out the last 3 innings behind the plate. Wasn't much of an off day, but got the first 7 innings off, and then he had to go to work. That one's going to be drilled out the left field, going towards the corner. On the run is Vorwald. He'll make the catch at the wall. Trey Vorwald, sensational catch at the warning track, ran into the wall, and it's a big first out on a ball that was well hit off the bat of Jackson Trout. Trey Vorwald robs potentially 2 bags right there, as Trout had a horse moving around first. But Trey Vorwald, that's why you have his speed. That ball looked nearly impossible to track down. But the speed of Trey Vorwald takes a beautiful angle, makes a jumping catch, runs into the wall, and holds onto the ball for the first out. Breaking ball misses upstairs to Caden Young, the first baseman. He's hitting in the 6th spot today. Young came in the first game of this series to relieve one of his teammates into the first base spot. He defensively took over first base at the end of the game. Fouls that one off. He was the defensive replacement when they decided to roll Jackson Meyer, who started the game at first base, over onto the mound to finish the game. Meyer in the cleanup spot today, DHing. He's been phenomenal on the mound. You got to think putting him in the cleanup spot's a lot of trust from head coach Trevor Varley, but that just shows you the quality of a ball player Jackson Meyer can be. Young leaves that one up, gets up 2-1 on the count. Braden Cannon, the man manning the hot corner for the Prospects, just made that beautiful sliding grab in the hole and gunned DJ Van Atten over at first. He's on deck. That one's going to be hit out to left center gap. It's going to be a single right away for Caden Young. So once again, lead off out and a 1-out base runner. Prospects now with 2 hits on the night, a single and a double. Sasquatch yet to get a hit, but still had a 1-out base runner with Ryan Bachman. Braden Cannon, the third baseman, up to the plate now. Cannon on the season, the sophomore from Wayne State College, has not had the best year at the plate so far. Going to have to see what he can do now with the runner scoring position. Murph's going to check the runner over at first. Sutton doesn't even apply a tag. Just let him know he's there. Bachman playing a little bit over to his right, maybe expecting Trout to try to take off, and he's got to slide over to the bag. First pitch outside for a strike. Reyes pops up, not letting Trout over that first get any room. Excuse me, Young over that first get any room. Young with a nice lead, though, to almost the end of the grass, and they're going to check him again. The tag almost in time, just a little late. He's going to slide in there safely. Murph's tried to pick him off 2 times. Caden Young now going to take a little bit more of a conservative lead. Takes his last step. He's still about a half step less than he was last at bat when Murph checked him. That one in the dirt, gets behind Reyes to the backstop. Young goes to scoring position, and it's going to be another runner in scoring position with a 1 away for the Prospects. Another chance to take the lead early. That one was in the dirt, just popped up on Reyes, and now the second time with the 1 away, there's been a runner on second in scoring position so far, and we're just in the second inning for the Prospects. Another chance to strike early. They failed to. The 3-4 spots both flew out on soft flyouts. In the first, another chance now for the 7-8 spots. That one low and inside, a beautiful pitch and a beautiful frame from Reyes to hold his glove out there. It's a 1-2 count. Jake Williams, the center fielder, he stands on deck. Looking maybe for an RBI chance if Cannon can't do so himself right here. Bachman holds the runner, now backs off. Sutton playing really close to the line. That one in the dirt and away. Reyes keeps it in front of him. Count goes 2-2. Interesting to see Sutton so close to the line on a right-handed hitter. Maybe expecting him to be really, really late on a ball and just poke it down the first base line. Don't want to give any lucky hits down the lines. And there's one down the line, but this one's going to be foul. Hooked over into the fence by the Sasquatch bullpen. And bullpen pitcher Gunnar Thompson's going to run after that foul ball. We'll see another 2-2 pitch to Cannon. Young on second, a little bit antsy. That's why Bachman's trying to hold him a little bit. Soto playing really close to line 2. Maybe expecting Cannon to pull something down the third base line. That one's going to be hit weakly over to Chaz Crook. It's going to bounce through his legs. Runner goes to third. It's going to be an error on Chaz Crook, and now runners are at the corners. Picked up his head a little bit too early. It's an E6, and now the Sasquatch are in a little bit more danger, 90 feet away from being in an early 1-0 deficit.
Now batting for the Prospects, number 30, center fielder Jake Williams.
Jake Williams, the center fielder, the 8 spot. On deck, the 9 spot, Trey Mungan. He's up on deck. We'll see if Williams can drive in the run from third. Potentially one ground ball from getting away from it if the infield can recover from that error at short by Chaz Crook. Big swing and a miss way behind that one. 0-1 count. Murph settling in well. Doesn't seem to let runners in scoring position at all affect him, as that double he settled in nicely after we were a little bit scared seeing how he would react. That home run in Pierre, he did not let affect him at all, and checks the runner over at first. Keeping runners close, not letting them get any extended leads. Maybe going to try to paint the bottom of the zone, try to get a weak ground ball that his team can turn 2 on. Breaking ball upstairs misses. It's a 1-1. Still a nice lead over there at first from Braden Cannon. He looks restless. As Vorwald playing really far back in left field. If you can just put this softly behind the head of Chaz Crook, you can look at a bloop single and an RBI easily. Upstairs, Reyes fakes the throw to third. It's a 2-1 count. Hoyer playing a little shallow in center field, more to the middle. Crott kind of in his normal position and right, but Vorwald looks to be really far back. Only a couple, looks like maybe 5 steps from the track. So we'll have to see what goes on here. Williams in a 2-1 count to Murphy. That one's low in the dirt. It's 3-1. One pitch away from loading the bases for the 9 spot, Trey Mungan. Mungan standing on deck, the junior, 5'11", 200 pounds from Southwest Baptist. It would be his first at-bat of this series, and what a big one it would be with bases loaded and a chance to take the lead early on. 3-1 pitch, skied foul, and the count will run full.
Remember to take your foul balls.
Full count pitch now to the 8 spot, Jake Williams. And we'll have to see who comes out on top. Murphy looking for a big second out. Williams looking to potentially get on with a walk or drive in or run with a single. Right now, just situational base hitting, just want to try to do anything but strike out, even if it's just a ground ball or a pop-up in the outfield that potentially can score 1 or advance the runner from first. Big swing and a miss. Reyes fakes the throw back. It's a second strikeout of the night for Cameron Murphy, and that's a big second out here in the top of the second inning. Trey Mungan, the second baseman in the 9 spot, coming up to the plate. On deck, Tyler Palmer, the top of the order. Mungan going to look to roll it over, but Murphy looking to just get out of it with minimal damage and no damage at that. Runners on the corners. One away, got that strikeout. Now 1 ball away from potentially being out. That pitch misses upstairs. The letters going to be ball 1 to Mungan. Looking for his second hit of the season. Would be a big one. He's got Caden Young standing over there at third base. Conservative lead over there at first from Braden Cannon, as Murph has already checked him once. Swing and chopped towards third. Soto's got to rush in. He can't make the play. It's going to be a run scored and a 1-0 lead for the Prospects. A tough ball to charge into. Dies in the grass, goes under the glove of Christian Soto. And Caden Young comes across, and it is an early 1-0 lead here. Not even 2 innings in, 1 2/3. Tyler Palmer up to the plate, led off the game with a strikeout swinging. And he comes up to the plate now with a runner in scoring position. Braden Cannon standing at second base, standing at first. Trey Mungan after reaching on that one. A tough ball for Soto to get. It was really weakly hit in the grass here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Is just absolutely killer. Breaking ball drops in and just misses. I don't think Murph likes that call. Gets the ball back, and it looked like he should be up 0-1, but down 1-0 early on. In this count, on deck, Holland Lynham. He doubled in his first plate appearance. He stands on deck. Bachman checks off the runner. Goes back to second. That one's going to be low. Check this swing, but it's called a strike. Great located pitch by Murphy on the bottom of the zone, really trying to paint that bottom third and get weak ground balls, as he's done the last 2 batters, just unable to make a play over the left side of the infield. Breaking ball, get the big swing and a miss. Palmer tried to sit back on it, but was a little bit too antsy on that pitch, and now is behind 1-2 in the count with 2 away. 1 run comes across the board, but a chance to leave 2 stranded on bases if Murph can get this out. 1-2 pitch from Cameron Murphy. Low, Reyes keeps in front of him. Runner's going to take off, and he's going to get the third safely. Cannon now 90 feet away from doubling the lead. Runner stays at first is Mungan, but now runners at the corners. 2-2 with 2 away. That one bounced off the leg pad. Didn't look like Reyes was concerned at all about the runner taking off from second to third. More about the runner at first. Just kept him there. Didn't want to risk an overthrow into left field. And an error on him that drove in a run. 2-2 fouled off. And we'll go 2-2 again. Breaking ball just got a piece of it. Was Palmer. A beautiful pitch from Cameron Murphy. Look around the Independence League. The Moo and the Big Six finishing up their series right now in Game 3 today. The best 2 teams in the Independence League right now. The Moo up top at 13-3 and the Big Sticks sitting at 11-4. 2-2 count. Runner takes off. The throw's going to be high. Bachman keeps in front of him with a stolen base, but the runner has to stay at third at the full count. Mungan steals second. Ryan Bachman saves a run as that throw sailed away from Luis Reyes behind the dish. And almost turned disastrous, but now a single in the outfield could make this lead 3 on a full count to Tyler Palmer. Runner's going to get a head start at second potentially. He's going to take a bigger lead. Going to take a big lead off, and it's a walk. Palmer goes to first, and the bases are juiced with 2 away. For Colin Lynham, he already doubled on the night in the first. He comes up here in the second with a big chance to potentially get 3 if he can put it in the gap once again. Mound visit from head coach Jared Hunt wanting to calm down his starting arm. No action in the bullpen, no movement over there at all. So you gotta think this is just precautionary, trying to calm down Cameron Murphy and get him out of this inning with minimal damage. That's 1 run, but the bases are juiced in a big opportunity for Colin Lynham. And his last at-bat, that deep fly ball to center field looked like it might be routine, but the wind here blowing out looked like it carried it all the way to the track. Hoyer lost it in the sun. It dropped for a 1-out double. After that, prospects went 1-2, the fly out to right, fly out to short. Murphy got out of it, but now a little bit of trouble. After recording the first out, a single from Caden Young. He came across the score, went to third on an error at short. A strikeout to get the second one, and then Trey Mungan reaches first on a weak ground ball hit over to third base that just died in the grass, allowed him to reach, got to run across. He stands at second after a stolen bag. Cannon stands at third, and at first is Tyler Palmer after that full count walk. That one's going to be hit over to first, past the glove of Sun in the right field. 1 run will score, they'll send another. Crotch throw won't come in. It'll be cut off going to third. And that's going to score 2 more, a 3-0 lead for the Prospects early on. Runners still at the corners. 2 runs score, a 3-0 lead and a 2 RBI single from Colin Lynham. He extends his night to 1 for 2. He's got a single and a double. And we're only in the first 2 innings. Sid DeMayo going to come up to the plate. He flew out to right field with a runner on second base back in the first. It was that weak fly ball to right that Gage Crotch settled under, kept the runner at second. He comes up with a chance now to add an RBI, takes the breaking ball for a strike 1. Not necessarily the start you want right now if you're the Sasquatch. But you got to play the cards you're dealt. On deck, Jackson Meyer. Reyes keeps in front of him. Runners stay put. Murphy having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone right now. Gotta think, how early does Jared Hunt get an arm up and moving? The way it's looking right now, you might get 3 innings out of Murphy. Unless he can settle in this one, get out of it, and then the third inning's quick and easy work. You might only get 3. Checks the runner over at first again. Slides back safely. And Now a 1-1 count to the 3-spot hitter, Sid DeMeo. Upstairs, leaves it off, gets up 2-1. Just got to throw a competitive fastball at this point. Don't want to walk the bases loaded once again. We'll have to see the approach Cameron Murphy takes to this one. Ryan Rosales going over to the bullpen, so there will be an arm getting ready. That one's ripped into left field. It's going to be an RBI single down the line. Runner's going to round second, go to third. Vorwald Bear hands it and gets the throw in. Runner stays at first. An RBI single for Sid DeMeo. Runners stay at the corners with 2 away. It's a 4-0 lead for the Prospects early on here in game 1 of the doubleheader. That one was a weak ball, hit down the line, gets over the head of Christian Soto, was well in shallow left field.
Now batting for the Prospects, number 33, Jackson.
And now Colin Lynham stands at third. Sid DeMeo stands at first. Jackson Meyer comes up to the plate. The weak fly ball to short, the end of the first. He's got a chance to add on more to the lead and extend this top of the second inning. 4 runs already on 4 hits, 2 errors for the Sasquatch. 1 on Chaz Crook, 1 at third by Christian Soto on a rushing ground ball that had to die in the grass a little bit, but got under his glove. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch from Murphy to Meyer. That one's fouled off on the inside hand of the bat. It's going to be a 1-1 count. For the Sasquatch, all year it seems to be the same exact story. 1 inning, they fall apart on every level. 1 inning, they hit on every level. It's just what inning is going to be more. And right now, 4 runs. Seems like there's always 1 4-spot a game. That one's going to be drilled, fouled on the first base line, almost hit the photographer. It's going to be a 1-2 count with 2 away. 1 pitch away from getting out of it, but we'll have to see. Only 1 earned run so far. 2 earned runs against Murphy right now through 2. 2 of the runs they've scored have reached via an error. 1-2 count, runners at the corners. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt, bounce away from Reyes. The runner's going to take off the second. The throw to Crook. It's low, not in time. Crook holds it. Runner stays at third, and now runners are in scoring position. Sid DeMeo advances to second with a stolen base, the second stolen bag of the night. Both with runners on the corners to put 2 in scoring position. 2s are wild, 2-2 with 2 on base. To the cleanup spot, Jackson Meyer looking to potentially put 2 more runs on the board with a hit to the outfield. Outfield playing fairly deep on the left and in the center. Crott playing fairly deep as well in right. That one in the dirt. Count goes full. First base is open, but you don't want to load the bases. Jackson Trout, the man who led off this inning with a fly ball to deep left field that Trey Vorwald absolutely snagged on the run at the track. He stands on deck, so 1 ball away from loading the bases and batting around. Arm warming up in the bullpen for the Sasquatch. Now see if Murphy can get out of the second first. That one fouled off. We'll do a full count with 2 away once again. Going to be a big pitch right here. You load the bases once again and bring up Jackson Trout for the second time this inning. He's already seen your stuff and your pitches a mere 5 minutes ago, maybe 7. Here's the pitch, full count. And it hit him. It got him in the hand. It looked like it might have got the bat. What are they going to say? They're going to say make contact. Murphy's complaining. He thinks he hit the hand. It looks like he did. Walking back to the plate is Jackson Meyer. He's going to make the choice. It hits him in the wrist, but they're going to say it fouled off the bat, and we're getting another full count pitch. He leaned into the pitch, and it hit him in the arm, and now Trevor Vartley wants a word with the home plate umpire. Now they're going to go to the field, have a little bit of a discussion. But, I mean, I don't really see what the discussion's about. From up here, we're looking at the replay right now. We'll literally show you, we're thinking about it right now. We'll make the call on the field is going to be, we'll run full count again. We're looking at it in slow motion, and he leaned his left arm. His hand is over the heart of the plate almost. And that, the ball looks like it did get the bottom of the bat, but his arm reached out over the middle of the bag. His hand sitting almost middle of the strike zone. So now a 3-2 count once again with 2 away. Swing and a miss, he got him. The third strikeout for Cameron Murphy ends the second inning. once again an early deficit. It's 4-0 after the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second, 2 up, 5-6-7. Jack Sutton, the new guy leading off. Vorwald and Soto to follow right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Bottom two, about time the Sasquatch get back in the batter's box after a 9-batter, 4-run top of the second from the prospects. It was fueled by errors. 2 errors by the left side of the infield. Gets Cameron Murphy in some trouble, and it looks like his night might be done. We'll have to see if he comes back out. He's in the bullpen right now. We'll have to see if he comes back. Jack Sutton grounds that one over to third. Cannon going to make the play, the cross diamond throw, a little high, but on the money to Caden Young. And Jack Sutton's first at bat as a Sasquatch uniform grounds out to third base, exactly how DJ Van Adden ended the inning before.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 3.
Didn't get to talk about him there, but Jack Sutton arrived to Spearfish no more than a day ago. He starts at first base today from Augustana University. Grounds out to third. Trey Vorwald on the inside takes strike one and almost hits him, but finds the inner third of the zone. Vorwald manning left field, finds himself in the 6th spot again. Last game was in the 5 spot, was hit and at a single with a stolen base on his night. Hits that one over to third. Diving play again by Cannon. The throw low and off the money. It gets by him. 2 beautiful plays to end the first and lead off the second from Cannon over there at third. That one in the dirt. It's going to be an error. Trey Vorwald reaches.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 2, third baseman Christian Soto.
7, 8, 9 now for the Sasquatch with Vorwald on first after the error at third base. And now Christian Soto comes up to the plate. Braden Cannon couldn't get the job done on that one. Had been sensational in the last 2 ground balls hit his way, making a sliding catch as he did on that one where the error came from to end the inning with DJ Van Atten in the first, and then a play towards the line to lead off the inning on Jack Sutton. Checks Vorwald on a 1-0 count to the third baseman Christian Soto. Had the charge in on a tough ground ball to get, ultimately going to be ruled an error on him. In the top of the second, he takes strike one inside. Talked about Soto coming into the game, reached on an error in the 9th, had a chance. He rounds that one over to third. Cannon backhands it, flips it to second. The throw over, in time but high, but got him. What a catch from Caden Young. The throw from Mungan was high, but Caden Young stretches the arm about 9,000 feet in the air and catches that ball at the top of Crow's Peak almost. That ends the bottom of the second. The 6-4-3 will take us to the third. Excuse me, they reversed the call. Last second, they say he beat it out. And now Trevor Varley wants a word. He is livid, to say the least. The defense came off the field. They got to go back. I would not be shocked if Varley gets tossed. He looks pissed. We'll have to take a look at that one again up here. I want to see it for myself. It looked close, but wasn't sure what happened. Soto will reach on a fielder's choice. It was a close play, but my goodness, I've never seen a call reverse that late before. We're looking at the foot on the bag. It looks like it might have elevated a little bit as he had to reach up with the left hand, or the right hand, excuse me, to grab that ball out of the air on the high throw from Trey Mungan. But nonetheless,
knee replacement with the area's only
there comes up to plate, and he's quickly down in the count 0-2. Foul off the first one, took that one for a strike, and now one strike away. Soto stands at first, Crott at the plate. He swings, line drive into left field. Light left field almost got snagged by Palmer. Right over the glove. Gage Crott stands on first. Soto stands at second. Now a chance to get a couple runs back. Chaz Crook, the shortstop, comes to the plate in the 9 spot. Had a little trouble at short. An error that allowed a runner to reach first and a runner to advance to third. Ended up being the first run scored was that runner that advanced to third. That one's going to be low. Crook 0 for 4 in the last game, but was 1 for 2 with a walk in the last game against the Sockeyes. That one low again, gets up 2-0. Looks like PJ Laux might be a little bit rattled. The entire defense for the Prospects came back to the dugout, and a couple of them were already in the dugout and looked like they were sitting down on the bench, taking a little bit of a breather. They had to run back out there after that call was reversed. Crook's going to chop that one up and foul. Runners go back. Crott took off from first on any contact. He was already at second base by the time that ball even hit the ground. He goes back. It's a 2-1 count. Crook with a chance to get at least something back for the Sasquatch after that big top of the fourth from the Prospects. Big swing and a miss. He was way in front of that breaking ball. Goes down to a knee. It's a 2-2 count with 2 away. Bryson Hoyer, the top of the order, standing on deck if needed. Trying to roll over the order is Chaz Crook. 2-2 count with 2 away. 2 runners on. Swings on that slider. A defensive swing from Crook. Wasn't the pitch he wanted. He fouls it off. It seems like every time Crook's got 2 strikes, you get the breaking ball to defensive swing, waiting for a fastball that he can potentially put in the gap in left field. Kyle Lynham playing a little bit off the line, so if he can pull on it, it could be sensational. That one poked in the shallow right field. Trout rushing in. They lost in the sun, but Trout will make the catch. A threat after the fielder's choice was reversed with a single from Gage Crott, but Chaz Crook flies out to right field. We go to the third. Eventually, 4-0, finally go to third inning once again.
Knee replacement? With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
We thought we were in the top of the third before. Call was reversed. We got more second inning action, but now we're officially in the third inning. Top three here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. It's 4-0 Prospects. It's going to be Jackson Trout, the man who led off the second. He's going to lead off the third inning. Cameron Murphy back out. A weak chopper past the glove of Christian Soto. It took 2 hops and bounced right over the glove. Soto tried to dive over to his left. Couldn't get it. It's a first pitch single from Jackson Trout. Cameron Murphy back onto the mound for his third inning of work. There's an arm getting loose in the bullpen for the Sasquatch. Getting hot, I should say. It's Colby Gorell. Head coach Jarrett Hunt over there probably telling him to get ready. Brings up Caden Young. Singled and was the first run of the ball game back in the second inning. Right now, he scored the winning run if the score were to hold. Realize it's kind of ridiculous to say that in the second inning, but just stating a fact, I promise. Check the runner over at first base. Trout gets back. Looks like Murph is a little bit worried about a runner taking off or getting a good jump. He's trying to paint that zone, get ground balls, and he has. Defense has not been able to make plays for him. Now I'm going to be low for a strike. 5 hits, 4 runs right now for the Prospects. The Sasquatch only able to muster 1 base hit, and that's Gage Crotch single to left field. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Murphy. Outside, Reyes sticks his glove, tries to hold it as long as he can, doesn't get the call. It's 2-1. Young had that nice piece of hitting in his first at-bat, and now picking up right where he left off. He also had that pick that we thought ended the bottom of the second. They're going to say, I believe they're going to call that his foot came off the bag, and that's why the inning continued. Fouls it off. We go even 2-2. We tried to watch the replay here up in the press box, and we couldn't really come to a conclusion on why he was called safe. It was a close play, but we're going to go with his foot probably came off the bag as he had to reach really high up to get that one. It was a high sailed throw from Trey Mungan. Trout's lead at first is maybe a step and a half. Here's the 2-2 pitch upstairs. Count goes full. Full count to Caden Young, the first baseman. On deck is Braden Cannon. Had an error to lead off the top of the second. Gave the Sasquatch a runner. Runner takes off. Ball 4 will take his base. We'll see how short the leash is and how ready Colby Gorell is. No one coming out of the mound right now. Looks like he's going to get another batter. It's Braden Cannon. So the part of the order that gave him a little bit of trouble all started with a single from Caden Young with 1 away, and then an error, a strikeout, another error, and then the top of the order was able to connect. Tries to lay on a sack bunt, pulls back on the breaking ball. It's going to be called strike 1 on Braden Cannon. No outs, runners on first and second. Trout stands at second, 180 feet away in scoring position. For Cannon reached on error by Chaz Crook, came around to score the second run of the ball game last inning. Fouls that one off. It goes 0-2. Tried to lay down a first pitch bunt. Had to pull back. Slider found the zone and now down 0-2 after fouling that one off. Would be a big first out for Cameron Murphy. Assistant coach Anthony Peterson over by the bullpen, communicating with Colby Gorell and bullpen catcher Brian Rosales. Looks like Gorell's getting hot. We'll see how soon he's ready to go. That one upstairs just misses. It looks like he's thrown about 10 pitches, so we'll have to see how many more he throws before he gives Peterson the nod. And Peterson relays that message to head coach Jarrett Hunt in the dugout. Here's the 1-2. That one's fouled off again, back towards the concession stand. The kids flock to it, and we'll do it again. 1-2 count remains to Braden Cannon. He's not giving up without a fight. He had that hard hit ground ball, but a routine play to Chaz Crook in his last at bat. He reached and came around to score. And now on a 1-2 count. Murph's going to step off the bag, make the runner's return. A big lead over at second from Trout. Something he didn't love. Bachman's going to hold the runner at second. He backs off. Quick release in the dirt, and he swung and chased. A big strikeout for the first out. For the first 2 batters reach via single and a walk. Braden Cannon goes down swinging on a pitch in the dirt. Jake Williams, a center fielder, struck out swinging his last at bat. That was the 4th strikeout for Murphy so far. Jake Williams struck out swinging his last at bat. Trey Mungan standing on deck if needed. First pitch upstairs, just missed at the letters. The upper part of the zone not getting any benefit of the doubt at all. It needs to be precise if it's upstairs to be called a strike. As that one looked like it might have been a little close and there was a chance. 1-0 count. Trout's lead on second, very conservative. Breaking ball, 12-6, drops right in there for a strike. A beautiful pitch from Murphy on that one on the 1-0. Evens it up 1-1. Really trying to paint the bottom of that zone and potentially get a ground ball that could end the inning and get the Sasquatch bats going again in the bottom of the 3rd. That one's going to be hit over to Crook. He's going to field this one cleanly. Goes to 3rd, get the lead runner. Could have turned 2 as Bachman was at 2nd, but it looked like a great jump out of the box from Williams. Crook elects to get the lead runner. Still runners on 1st and 2nd, but now 2 away. Williams reaches on the fielder's choice. And now Trey Mungan is going to come up to the plate. Reached on an error at 3rd base by Christian Soto on that weakly hit chopper in the grass. Stole 2nd, came around to score on an RBI single from Colin Lynham. Skies that one high in the air to center field. Hoyer stepped back. Now he comes back forward to his original location. Makes the catch, and that ends the inning. 2 runners reach, a single and a walk to start, but goes Murphy 1-2-3 after that to get out of the 3rd. We go to the bottom half. Still a 4-0 game. The Squatch looking to get their bats going and try to get back in this one. Top of the order for the Sasquatch. 2 up here to lead off the bottom of the 3rd. It's Bryson Hoyer. Flew out to shallow left field. That was fielded by Palmer to lead off the game on the first pitch. He sees that one low in the dirt for a ball. Sasquatch bats only 1 hit to this point. 2 defensive errors. 4 runs, only 2 of them earned to Cameron Murphy. He goes through the 3rd after a little bit of scare to start. Looks like his night might be done. We'll have to see. That one hit over to 2nd. Mungan's going to make the play. Has a little bit of trouble with it, but he'll make the throw. A little trouble fielding it, but he had enough time to recover and make the throw, and Bryson Hoyer is retired. Unless he's just seen 3 pitches on the night, and he swung at 2 of them, and he's down once again. Ryan Bachman comes to the plate. He walked and was stranded at first base back in the 1st inning. He comes up looking to get, once again, a 1-out base runner for the Sasquatch. That one, a front door slider. Looked like it might be another hit by pitcher to Sasquatch. That one just misses him. Misses the zone, 1-0 count. That one outside, picked by DeMeo. He tried to maybe move it in the strike zone a little bit, 2-0. That one inside once again, misses 3-0. Laux working fast. Now after 3 straight balls, he's going to step off and recollect himself. But other than that, those 3 pitches came and it went bang, bang, bang. But quickly, bang, 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 a 3-0 count. 4-pitch walk. Bachman walks for the 2nd time today. He's standing on first with 1 away again. 2nd time getting on base tonight for the Sasquatch 2nd baseman.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 9, Luigi Reyes.
Luis Reyes comes to the plate. We'll see if the Sasquatch can capitalize on a Ryan Bachman walk. Both Times now. He's walked once and was stranded after Reyes flew out to center and Van Atten grounded out to third. We'll see if they can do something with it now. That pitch, they're going to say he didn't settle and give him away too quickly. Not a balk. But P.J. Lau's working insanely fast. We don't have a pitch clock here in the ILB, but maybe there is back at Rockhurst University because he's working. He's stepping on. He ain't wasting any time. First pitch going to be called a strike eventually. The pitch he threw before would have been called a strike as well, and that one is called a strike. Reyes with an open stance, looking at potentially putting in that left center gap. Left fielder Colin Lynham playing really far off. Swings at that one and fouls it off at the 0-2 count. The slider that was away fooled him. He thought it was going to be middle, and he got him leaning. 0-2 count to the three-spot hitter, Luis Reyes. He's catching today. Another slider outside. The Mayo tried to pull it back in. He missed. It's a 1-2. Van Atten standing on deck. Jack Sutton, if needed in the hole, potentially can get his second Sasquatch at bat. Reyes to the left center gap. Going over his line. Back to the track. He looks up and he watches it leave. It caught a jet stream, and Luis Reyes cuts the lead directly in half. It's a 4-2 ball game, a 2-run shot from the Sasquatch catcher. Looked like it was going to be a routine fly ball to the left. The wind is blowing straight to center field. It caught a jet stream. It's his second bomb of the year. Luis Reyes gets a nice standing ovation from the Sasquatch crowd, and the Sasquatch have life once again.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 27, DJ Van Atten.
It went towards the gap. Looked like Lynham could make a play. He took looked like to be a 30-degree angle at most at the ball. And then he just had to make a beeline and go directly back to the track, and he just looked up, and that ball was nowhere to be found. 0-1 count to DJ Van Atten. He chops over to third again. Cannon's going to make the play. The cross diamond throw on the money. DJ Van Atten grounds out to third for the second time tonight. Brings up Jack Sutton, the first baseman. He comes up to the plate now. He grounded out the third in his last at-bat as well to lead off the second inning. His second at-bat here in Spearfish. From Augustana University, just got back from the D2 World Series. He comes, and now he's manning first base for the Sasquatch today as first baseman we've seen all year. Jack Naylor leads the team in RBIs. He finds himself on the bench. He is hurt with upper body injury still, hoping he gets better by the Fremont Series. The bat breaks right in half, a chopper to the middle. Palmer fields it. He makes the throw on the money. 2-run home run from Luis Reyes cuts the lead right in half, but it's still a 2-run, 4-2 lead for the Prospects as we go to the fourth.
We're all going somewhere, going higher, faster, farther, going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Sasquatch get 2 in the bottom half of the third. They still trail by 2, but now a much more manageable game as we head into the 4th inning of this one. Cameron Murphy's night is done, and a bullpen arm for the Sasquatch. It's going to be Colby Gorell. Gorell on the season, the sophomore from Southern Nazarene. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings in 3 appearances. First pitch is going to be weakly flown to right field. Going to drop right in front of Gage Crott at the bloop single off the bat. First pitch is a bloop single to right. I feel like that happens more often than not against the Sasquatches. Bloop singles. And Tyler Palmer now stands on first. He is 1 for 2, walked and came around to score to lead in the 2nd inning. And now he stands on first. As we are saying, Gorell, 4 2/3 innings so far in the year, 4.5 ERA with 4 strikeouts. That one inside to Colin Lanham, almost hit him. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. And this is his 4th appearance of the year, 6'2", a $180 from Collinsville, Oklahoma. That one in the dirt. Reyes, it bounces away. Bounced off the chest protector. And Tyler Palmer is going to stand in scoring position with no outs. Two-0 count to Colin Lanham. The runner on second after reaching on that one. The guy away from Reyes. That one hit high into left field. Vorwald makes a beeline over to his left. He makes the catch. Runner's going to tag. He goes back. Throw is off the money. He would have been safe. But nonetheless, Colin Lanham flies out for the first time tonight after doubling and singling in back-to-back innings. He gets to the first out of the game. Father left field first out of the inning for Colin Lanham after the leadoff single from Tyler Palmer that barely got over the head of Ryan Bachman. Just found that light sweet spot between Bachman and Crott in shallow right field. Sid DeMayo comes to the plate. He singled with a stolen base in the 2nd inning. Was stranded there to end the inning. Watches the first pitch low, leaves it for a ball, gets up. 1-0 in the count. There's some more bodies moving around in the Sasquatch bullpen. Not quite sure who it is yet. We'll keep you updated on that one. But for now, it's Colby Gorell with the runner on second. That pitch inside, gets the inside third for a strike. Beautiful pitch from Gorell on that one. And now it's a 1-1 count. Way different than a 2-0. Now Sid DeMayo, who is 1 for 2. Flew out weakly to right field in his first at-bat, the open stance. See if he can paint the Islander third and maybe get him to chase and lean. Now it's going to be at weakly over to Soto, but foul. And going to be up a 1-2. Haven't seen Gorell a lot this year, it feels like. He's appeared 3 times, which on the stat sheet entering the series was the 3rd most of any bullpen arm on the Sasquatch. But whenever he goes, it seems that he just gets a few outs and his night is over. So maybe head coach Jarrett Hunt thinking with their arm in the bullpen that's going to be hopefully 1 quick inning for Gorell. That one drilled in left field down the line. If it's fair, it's an RBI, and it is. It's an RBI double. He's going to take off the throw from Vorwald. Going to be off the mark. It's an RBI double for Sid DeMayo, and they get it right back at the 5-2 lead. That ball was smoked down the left field line. Hooking could have been foul, but it dropped. And it's an RBI double. Sid DeMayo stands on second, still 1 away. Now the DH spot, Jackson Meyer, 0 for 2 on the night. Struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. The 7th hit of the ball game so far in just 3 1/3 innings for the Prospects. They have been absolutely smacking the ball. And there's a reason that they're up 5-2. The Sasquatch got 2 back from Reyes in his 2-run shot. But right there, already 1 right back from the Prospect with a chance to get 2 with the runner on second. That one's going to be chopped over to first, but foul. Sutton was over making chase, but he's going to return. Runner goes back at the 1-1 count. Now to Jackson Meyer. Standing on deck, Jackson Trout singled back in the 3rd inning to lead off. End up going to second. And he was thrown out in a fielder's choice on a ground ball to third by Jake Williams. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Checks his swing on the inner third. It's going to be called a strike. Gets up 1-2 and now one pitch away from actually getting a huge out. Sutton playing really close to the line on first. Soto also playing close to the line on third. Crook playing really close to second base, holding the runner, but also playing more in the middle, not expecting Meyer to try to go opposite. That one's going to be grounded foul once again down the first base line. We'll do the 1-2 pitch once again. Maybe expect to see Meyer out of the bullpen later in one of these two games for this prospects team. With a quick mound visit from Luis Reyes, who mans behind the dish. He's going to talk to Colby Garrell a little bit about this 1-2 pitch before it happens. We saw Cameron Pickens, the man with the second most innings in game one. He had a little bit of a hiccup in the third, giving up 4, but then was spectacular through 3 innings following that. We're seeing P.J. Laux now. I'd have to expect we see Cooper Tensadorov in game 2 today. That one's hit weakly to shallow left. Crook going back at the bloop single. They're going to send the runner around. The throw from Vorwald's going to be off the money. It's an RBI single for Jackson Meyer. Those 2 runs are right back onto the board. It's a 4-run lead once again. Bloop singles have been killing the Sasquatch pitchers, locating well in just weak contact to spots where no one is standing. And it's just been unlucky so far this inning. The second bloop single, and now 2 runs on the board. Runner on first. Brings up Jackson Trout, 1 for 2 in the night with a single. Chops that one foul off his left leg on the first base line. It'll be an 0-1 count. Trout standing at 6'5". Was hitting .312 before coming into this series. Found himself at 1 for 2 on the day today. And was 2 for 4 in game 1 with 2 singles. So 3 singles on his series. Looking to potentially make it 4 and advance a runner into scoring position. That one inside, almost got a piece of him, gets out of the way. Count goes 1-1. Trouble for the Sasquatch just when you thought a little bit of life after that big home run from Luis Reyes into the left center gap. That one inside, doesn't get the call. Reyes popped up, was going to check the runner over there first. He elects to just give it back to Garrell. It's a 2-1 count. That one looked like it could have been called a strike. Trout might have sold it a little bit by moving that left arm. That one inside again, same exact spot, just missed. Reyes held his glove out there, tried to just hold it. It's a 3-1 count now, 1 pitch away from potentially walking Meyer over to second and Trout onto the base paths. See on deck, Caden Young, he's 1 for 1 with a walk. That one low and just missed again. Getting absolutely no calls here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. It's a walk to Jackson Trout. And there's 2 runners on, still with 1 away. Quick mounded from Jared Hunt, and it looks like he's making a move to the bullpen. Garrell gets 1 out, lets up 2 runs with 2 runners stranded on the base pass to end his night. And the Sasquatch go to the bullpen. We'll be right back here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live with more information on the arm coming out of the pen for the Squatch. Squatch go to the bullpen with runners on first and second. Caden Young steps up to the plate. He is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk up to this point in the ball game. He comes up to play with a runner in scoring position. First pitch delivered is a strike from the arm out of the bullpen for the Sasquatch. It's number 20, the freshman from Manhattan Beach, California, Loyola Marymount University, David Chase. He comes into the game for his second inning of work in a Sasquatch uniform. Only 1 strikeout to 1 walk as he's only pitched 3 outs. That one weakly hit over to Bachman. Bachman's going to flip it to Crook. Crook turns, cannon to first. The pick from Sutton. 4-6-3, inning ending. David Chase, 2 pitches, gets out of the inning. We go to the bottom. 2 more runs come across for the Prospects. They answer the home run from Luis Reyes. But the Sasquatch are going to look to keep that momentum going and try to get it right back in the bottom half.
Number 3, Trey Vorwald.
Trey Vorwald leading off here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Sasquatch. David Chase came out of the bullpen, managed to get a quick 4-6-3 to the play. PJ Laux back out on the mound after the 2-run home run in the bottom of the 3rd. He gets up 0-1, misses that one, evens up the count against the leadoff hitter, Trey Vorwald. Reached on an error and then was victim of fielder's choice by Christian Soto the next at-bat. Hits that one weakly towards second. Mergen's going to go make the play, and he'll throw it over to Young. Quickly one away, just 3 pitches in. Vorwald grounds out the second, and quickly one away for the Sasquatch in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Up to bat for the Sasquatch is number 2, Christian Soto.
Christian Soto comes up to the plate. He grounded over to short, or over to third, excuse me, into a fielder's choice that in the 2nd inning, if you remember, had a lot of controversy. The entire Prospects team went back to the dugout. He rips that one into left field, and he'll get a single in his second at-bat. It's another 1-out base runner for the Sasquatch. It's been a trend so far. Soto keeps that going. That is the 4th straight inning. The Sasquatch have a 1-out base runner. Every single inning they have gotten a base runner after the first batter gets out. And now Gage Crott, singled in his last plate appearance, comes up to the plate. He pokes that one down the right field line, giving Chase in the foul territory was Trout. He runs out of room. It's an 0-1 count to Gage Crott. 4 straight innings with a 1-out base runner, only 2 runs to show for it. That's the 3rd hit of the ball game for the Sasquatch. We'll see if Crott can get his second. That one inside. He gets out of the way. It's a 1-1 count. Standing on deck, Chaz Crook, the shortstop, flew out to right in his last plate appearance in the top of the order if needed. Ready to roll over with Bryson Hoyer. Now one misses low and away after fouling off the first pitch on the right field line. Crott watches 2 miss, 1 high and in, 1 low and away, and it's a 2-1 count. Soto a conservative lead over there at first. That one in the dirt again. Crott watches 3 go, high, low, and in the dirt. And now is ahead 3-1 with a chance to get on first and get on base for the 2nd time today if he can manage a walk here. Pokes that one high in the air in the infield. Going over is Mungan. He'll make the catch in shallow right field. He'll retire Crotch. Soto goes back to first. Chaz Crook comes up to the plate now, the shortstop for the Sasquatch. The 9 spot with two away, and a runner on first. Flew out the right field in his last plate appearance. Christian Soto still standing at first. Bryson Hoyer in the top of the order, ready to roll over on deck. First pitch catches the outer lower third of the zone. Crook goes down 0-1 in the count. 0-1 count. Crook deep left center field, going back of the track, making a beeline and watching it. Chaz Crook, a jet stream once again. It's a 2-run blast. Soto didn't know left, neither did Crook, and it's a 6-4 ball game once again. My goodness. Chaz Crook out of the 9 spot, an absolute bomb to left center field. Soto had no idea it was gone. He stopped at third when his helmet came off. Coach Jaron Hunt told him to get a move on and go home because that ball was all the way to the fire station in left field. Top of the order, Bryson Hoyer now with 2 away. He's 0-2 in the night, looking to keep the 2-out rally going after Chaz Crook gets 2 runs right back. That slider misses low and away. So the Sasquatch get 2 in the bottom of the third from a Reyes home run. The prospects answer right back in the top of the fourth, and you're thinking that maybe the Sasquatch missed their opportunity. They have 2 outs and a base runner, and Chaz Crook lines one in the left center gap. It leaves, and those 2 runs are right back at the 2-run ball game. A 1-1 count to Hoyer as he fouled off the 1-0. Hoyer now lifts that one high in the air to shallow left. Coming in his lineup. He's going to make the diving catch. It looked like he dropped it. The umpire's going to make the call, and he did. Had it in his glove, and it falls out. Bryson Hoyer's going to reach base on a single. That is a tough play to make in left. He's had to go fully. He dove head first and barely got to that thing. It's a bloop single for Bryson Hoyer to keep the rally going. Ryan Bachman has walked twice, came around to score on a Reyes home run in the third. He comes to the plate now with a man on first. Sends down to the right center gap. It's going to be extras. Hoyer gets a move on. Bachman's going to stay at first. Trout a beautiful angle, and now it's runners at the corners. A rally has started here in Spearfish, South Dakota, and the go-ahead run is at the plate. And it's the man who got it started, Luis Reyes. Looked like it could have been extra bases, but a beautiful angle. I'm not going to let that one go unnoticed. A beautiful angle by Jackson Trout in right field. Perfect. Limits Bachman to 1 and keeps Hoyer at third. Keeps it a 2-run game. Mound visit for the prospects, and arm getting loose in the pen. But gotta wonder, what are they going to do with P.J. Laux? He's been your ace all year, coming into the day. We talked about it before. 18 in the third innings, a 1.53 ERA. He's got 4 earned in 4 innings with number 5 90 feet away, and a man who's already took him yard up to the plate. Looks like it's just going to be a quick mound visit to try to buy time for the bullpen arm to get hot. Didn't look like he even stretched for very long or played catch. He just got right into it. Mound visit over. Infield returns. Tying run is on first, represented by Ryan Bachman. And now Luis Reyes comes up to the plate. Homered last inning with 1 away after Bachman managed to walk. Reyes homered to get 2 and get the Sasquatch on the board. He comes to the plate in a big spot right now, a chance to potentially take the lead if he can do it again, or at least make it a 1-run deficit. Leaves that one outside for ball 1 at the 1-0 count. Turns on that one and fouls it off. Just got the inside handle of the bat. It's a 1-1 count from Reyes. Van Atten standing on deck. He's grounded out the third 2 times. Bachman a concerted lead over there at first. Hoyer ready to take off and hopefully score. Reyes grounds it softly over to second. Charging in is Mungan. He's going to pick it up. He's going to make the play. Reyes grounds out to end, but the Sasquatch get 2 from a Chaz Crook home run in the left center. It's a 6-4 ball game. The Sasquatch just will not go away here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. We go to the last 3 innings of Game 1 right here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. Top 5 of the Game 1 of the 7th-inning doubleheader. David Chase back onto the mound after getting 3 pitches, getting a 4-6-3 to end it. Checks his swing to start off. It's going to be called a ball 1 to Braden Cannon, the leadoff. Reached on an error, came around and scored in the second. Struck out swinging in the third for the first out. That one low in the dirt at the feet. Going to be a 2-0 count early. If you're just joining us, it was a 4-run top of the second by the Prospects that propelled them to an early lead. The Sasquatch got 2 back in the third from Luis Reyes, getting a 2-run shot. Right 15 minutes later, not even, I'll say 10 minutes later, we end the top of the fourth with the Prospects getting 2 more runs, goes 2 runs right back. And then in the bottom half, 2 away, Chaz Crook, the 9 spot, gets them right back with the second home run of the day for the Sasquatch lineup. Now I'm going to be grounded over the glove of Chase. Right through the middle. Bachman can't get to it. It's a single to lead off for Braden Cannon. Right over the glove of Chase. Just chopped over. And now it's a leadoff base runner for the Prospects as they're looking to potentially get runs right back once again and keep the offensive barrage in the middle of this one going. With the 7-inning game, we're in the 5th. So the Sasquatch down 2. They're down to the last 9 outs. See if David Chase can hold it. There's going to be, looks like some motion starting in the bullpen. That one's going to hit him. Jake Williams gets hit by the first pitch of the at-bat, and now runners are on first and second to start out the 5th. Mistakes upon mistakes upon mistakes. Just pile on. And there is an arm getting loose in the bullpen. There's going to be a mound visit. No one's ready to go. So I gotta think it's just precautionary. There is some movement in the bullpen right now, and it appears to be once again the man we talked to on the pregame show, Gunnar Thompson, moving around in the bullpen for the Sasquatch. Been sensational in his last 2 nights. And he's getting movement. Brian Rosales is going to go over there with him. So, yep, it'll be Gunnar Thompson warming up after this mound visit. It's going to buy some time, try to get David Chase to get out of this inning. But expect to see Thompson in the 6th, or maybe in the 5th if Chase has some problems. Looks like Thompson's getting hot, too. He's stretched for a minute with the bands. He's going to toss a little bit, but it looks like head coach Jared Hunt has told Anthony Peterson to tell Thompson to get hot and get ready quick. Runners on first and second for the Prospects. Brings up the 9-hole hitter, Trey Mungan. reached on an error, stole a base, and scored in the second inning. Barrage by the prospects, flew out to center field in the third. Now comes up with a runner on first and second. He's going to look to lay down a bunt. It gets in the dirt between the legs of Reyes. He's going to get to it. Runners stay put. He pulled back the bunt. It's a ball one. 1-0 count. Thompson already getting hot, already starting to throw pitches, so we'll have to see how long the leash is for David Chase. Mungan, I'd expect to maybe lay down a bunt here. Try again, and he will. He'll lay down a bunt on third base line. Chase got to go after it. There's no play. It's a bunt single. A perfectly placed bunt, and now the bases are loaded with no outs. This prospects team, whenever the Sasquatch get a little bit of ground back, they just come out swinging. A single by Cannon, a hit by pitch by Williams, and a perfect bunt by Trey Mungan. Top of the order, Tyler Palmer for the 4th time today. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, has scored twice. Infield playing in. That one's going to get by Reyes. Runners are going to stay put, and that's a good thing because the ball bounced right back to Luis Reyes, and he would have been gunned coming home from third. One-0 count. Chase just got to locate well. Jarrett Hunt walking over to the bullpen, seeing when and if Thompson is going to be ready soon. That one inside, going to be called a ball. It's 2-0 from Chase. Worked quickly, just 3 pitches in his first inning of work. He got 2 outs on that third pitch with the 4.63 from Bachman to Crook to Sutton. But since then has struggled. We'll see if he can recover. Infield playing in, potentially thinking of plays at the plate. That one going to be inside. Palmer tried to get out of the way. He did, but it touches the inner third of the zone at the strike. Looked like a bit of a makeup call as that one looked like it was more inside than the 1-0 pitch. But nonetheless, it's a 2-1 count. That one outside gets by Reyes again, and this one will not prevent a run. A run's going to come across the board. The runners advance to second and third. It's going to be a 7-4 ball game. First base is open now, the 3-1 count to Tyler Palmer, but the prospects continue to answer right back when the Sasquatch make any bit of ground up in the bottom halves. Three-one count to Tyler Palmer, a chance to add 2 runs. Infield still playing in. You're going to send that one weakly back to the prospects dugout, and it's going to go full. Count runs full, runners on first and second. With no outs, the infield continuing to play in, thinking at this point in the game you need to try to get the play at the plate and keep the runner at third, or try to gun him and get that run. Let's see what happens if Palmer put the ball on the ground where Crook, Bachman, or Soto can get to it. That one inside misses the inner third. The crowd is not happy here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, and the bases are loaded again. The second walk of the day for Tyler Palmer. He improves or keeps his day at 1 for 2, but gets on base for the 3rd time, and every time he's reached so far, he has scored. Thompson started to slow down his movement. Looks like he's ready. That one upstairs to Colin Lynham. Misses in ball 1. Lynham doubled in the first, singled in the second, flew out to left field for his first out of his night last inning, but now comes up a hot bat, 2 for 3 on the day with a chance to add even more. Infield still playing in for the Squatch. That one's going to be low, misses for another one, 2-0 count. Chase has fallen apart after that quick 3-pitch 4-6-3 double play to end the top of the 4th and limit the damage to 2. Already 1 and now bases are juiced again. That one's going to be grounded over to Soto. He's going to tag third. He'll go over to first. The throw in the dirt. Sutton can't get to it. It's going to be a run scored to get the lead runner. Unfortunate events for the Sasquatch as they got 2 in the bottom of the 4th, and once again the prospects answer. Williams comes across to score, Mungin gets out on a fielder's choice. Palmer stays at second base. And now, it's an 0-0 count with one away to Sid DeMeo, who has a single and a double, has scored once, has a stolen base, and has an RBI. He has been all over the stat sheet and a chance to do it again. Infield back to their normal positions. Bases are not juiced anymore, so they return to the normal depth. First ball misses in the dirt, ball one. And the Sasquatch trying to get out of this one with still just a 4-run deficit. Thompson back to getting loose again. That one hits the zone low and away. Strike one, 1-1 count from Chase. Not every day you see a catcher in the 3 spot. When I saw that, it was a bit of an interesting sight, but it makes sense. When you have a bat that's this hot, 333 coming in the series. Breaking ball tried to go front door, and that inner third is getting absolutely 0 calls today. Two-one count, and you got to think at this point, with the way the inner part of the plate's getting called, you cannot go back there. You're not going to get a strike no matter where you put it. Antsy, runner over there at second. That one low, checks his swing, he leaves off, and it's a 3-1 count. One pitch away from the bases being juiced potentially again. Gotta wonder, when do you pull the trigger and go to Gunnar Thompson? Jared Hunt is on his feet. I'd have to think if this is a walk or a base hit, it's Gunnar Thompson time. And maybe even if he gets an out. Still no outs in the inning, so unless a very unlikely triple play happens, we're going to see Gunnar Thompson come in here in the top of the 5th. Chase steps off, runners return, he goes back. Jackson Meyer standing on deck as an RBI single on his night, was stranded at second base to end the 4th. That one low and in, it's a walk. Bases are loaded again. Hunt's going to come out of the dugout, and that's going to do it for David Chase's night. Bullpen for the Squatch. Once again, a bullpen that has struggled against his prospects team. They turn to the one man out of the bullpen who's had a little bit of success. 1, 2, 3 in his last 2 outings. Gunnar Thompson going to come on to the mound out of the bullpen. We'll be right back here in the top of the 5th. Bases are juiced. One away, trying to keep it just a 4-run ball game here in game 1 of the doubleheader. The bullpen has been turned to once again. It's the well of Gunnar Thompson, who has been sensational in his last 2 outings. We'll see what he can do here with the bases loaded. First pitch locates it low and away for a strike one to Jackson Meyer. This is a tough spot to come in as a bullpen pitcher. 1 away and the bases loaded already. 2 runs scored again here in the top of the 5th. We'll see if Thompson can limit the damage and get the Sasquatch out with the game at least semi in reach. 1-1 count as that one misses. 1 ground ball away, and we'll see what happens. Jackson Meyer singled with an RBI and was stranded at second his last at bat. That one at the letters misses a little bit. It's going to be a 2-1 count. We talked to Thompson in the pregame show. If you haven't yet, go check that out in between innings. You can go back on the live stream and watch that. A nice little interview with the bullpen pitcher. That one's going to be a weak ground ball to first. Sutton's going to charge in. The force play at home will get him. And that's a big out that saves a run. Runners will advance, but Palmer's thrown out at home. Meyer's going to reach on a fielder's choice. There's 2 away. Beautiful job by Sutton to pick that out of the grass. This infield grass doesn't let anything bounce more than maybe 2 times in it, and that one just absolutely hit a wall and just died. Sutton collects it off the ground, throws it to home. Reyes keeps his foot. Force out at home, and now 1 out away. Jackson Trout to the plate, gets ahead 1-0. Trout 1 for 2 with a walk. Singled in the 3rd, walked the next inning in the 4th. Was stranded at first base due to that 4-6-3 double play. 1-0 with 2 away. Checks his swing upstairs. The letters just missed the zone on that one at the 2-0 count. Infield returns their normal positions. Play at any bag will end this inning. We'll have to see if Thompson can get weak contact again. That one, a perfect pitch down the pipe for the strike at the 2-1. Beautiful day here in Spearfish, South Dakota. Just keeps getting sunnier. It's gone up to 67 degrees. 2-1 count from Thompson. Fouls it off, and now 2-2 with 2 away. Thompson with a chance to get the Sasquatch out of a huge jam in the top of the 5th. They put up 2 in each of the bottom of the 3rd and the 4th, but the prospects have put up 2 in the top halves of the 4th and the 5th to answer right back. Trying to keep it at just 2s. Thompson here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 away. That one's hit over to Soto. He can't make the play. Into left field. 2 runs will score. It's a 2 RBI single for Jackson Trout. And it's a 10-4 ball game. Meyer goes over and slides over to second base. Those 2 runs will go to David Chase's night. 2-2, count with 2 away, and he turns on it. Puts it down the 3rd base line. Soto couldn't get to it. Now on a weak fly ball to left field. Vorwal's going back, and he'll make the catch over the shoulder. 4 runs come across the board. Gunnar Thompson comes in with bases loaded and 1 away. Gets a big first out, but then a 2-out, 2-2 single into left field by Jackson Trout. Scores 2 more and makes it 4. It's a 10-4 game going into the bottom of the 5th. 9 lives remaining for the Squatch.
Do you know the locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
DJ Van Atten leading off here in the bottom of the 5th inning, grounded out the third twice at the new pitcher for the Prospects as we get to the last 9 outs of game 1. He pitched in game 1 in this series as Jackson Myers sliding over from DH. He takes the mound on the season, coming into the series 5 2/3 innings, a 1.26 ERA. He's been spectacular. Van Atten chops that one up the middle, playing the play at short, the cross diamond throw by Palmer, and he's retired. 3 ground outs on the night for DJ Van Atten, and quickly 1 away on the night for Meyer.
Batting now for the Sasquatch, first baseman, Jack Sutton.
Jack Sutton comes to play looking for his first hit in a Squatch uniform, has grounded out twice to the left side of the infield. He takes the first pitch from Meyer low for a strike 1. 4 runs in the top of the 5th inning. It was just, it was never ending for the Sasquatch. They could not get out of that inning. Right when you thought they had it with a 2-2 count, 2 away, and a ground ball hit over the third, Christian Soto couldn't make the play. The 2 RBI single, and it just kept on rolling. Quickly an 0-2 count to Jack Sutton for Meyer. That one inside, it got a piece of him. Tried to get out of the way, but couldn't. It's a 2-strike hit by pitch. And the 5th inning in a row, the Sasquatch have a 1-out base runner. Every single inning. In the first inning goes Ryan Bachman with a walk. The second inning goes Trey Vorwald reaching on an error. In the third inning goes a Ryan Bachman walk again. In the 4th inning, it was a Christian Soto single, and now it's a Jack Sutton hit by pitch. Trey Vorwald coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2, has reached on an error. He rips that one in the left field, and it's going to be a first pitch single. His first hit of the night moves Sutton over to second, and the Sasquatch continue to get base runners on the base paths with 1 away in an inning. Christian Soto comes to the plate. The third baseman singled and came around to score back in the 4th. He was the 1-out single the Sasquatch got. He came around to score in the Chaz Crook 2-run shot with 2 away and 2 strikes. See if he can get on again here in the 5th and keep this rally going. Trying to get something going to the Sasquatch. They trail by 6. Soto flies that one high in the air and foul. It's an 0-1 count. I was talking to Soto before the game. Just tell me he wants to just put the ball in play. Has not been hitting the ball extremely well. Been struggling a little bit and getting a little frustrating for him. But just trying to break out of this slump, and what a spot to do it here in an 0-1 count with runners on. Watches that one outside for a strike. Just caught the outer third by the left-hand batter's box. Soto's down 0-2 with 1 away. Gage Crott standing on deck. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out to second base. We'll see if he gets a chance here. 1 away, so most likely, if Soto can stay out of a double play, he'll call time at the plate. He'll step out, rebalance, take a rip. 0-2 count now. Soto steps right back in. Big lead at second from Sutton. Here's the pitch to Christian Soto. He flies that one high in the air to center field. Williams takes 3 steps back. He'll make the catch. Sutton's going to tag. The runners are going to advance. Vorwald's going to go back to first. Thought he might have got gunned. Now it's runners at the corners with 2 away for Gage Crott. One for 2 on the night with a single. He singled into left field, a hard hit ball back in the 2nd inning. Advanced Christian Soto to second, and then the inning ended with Chaz Crook, who stands on deck, flying out to right field. Crott looking to single and at least get something on the board in this inning. Fouls off the first pitch upstairs at the letters. It's an 0-1 count. A lot of speed over at first with Vorwald too. So if Crott can try to put this maybe in the gap, he could get Vorwald all the way home, as going to be taken off on any and all contact with 2 away. Got a nice lead at first. Weight shifted over onto his left leg. He's going to take off. Crott rips it on the third base line. Just missed an extra base hit. maybe 3 inches away from being a 2 RBI double for Gage Crott. My goodness, can't catch a break. It's an 0-2 count. A hard hit ball on third base line. Vorwald already at second by the time that ball was even hit. It would have for sure been 2 runs and possibly a double. Nonetheless, 0-2 with 2 away. Hits that one softly over to second. It dies in the grass. Vorwald stops. Crott over to first in time. Just beat it. Mungan just beat Crott on that one. It looked like Crott was going to get there as it was a really slow roller, but 2 are stranded on the base pass in the bottom of the 5th. We go to the 6th. The last 2 innings of this game, 1. Gunnar Thompson back out onto the mound.
Health, we keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner.
Gunnar Thompson back out onto the mound for the 6th inning. Trailing by 6, Sasquatch just stranded 2 runners on base. We're going to try to keep it within semi of a reach as we go to the last 6 out to this one in the bottom of the 6th when they get up to bat. Leading off, it's going to be a pinch hitter. That one's low once again, it missed. Pinch hitter for the Prospects, it's going to be, excuse me, not a pinch hitter, it's Braden Cannon. It looked to be a different number, but it's 17. Braden Cannon leading off. Led off with a single in the last inning. He leads off again here in the 6th. So the 2nd inning in a row they've hit around. Or 2nd inning tonight they've hit around, not in a row, excuse me. 2nd inning tonight, this Prospects team has hit around. They did in the 2nd, they scored 4. They did in the 5th, they scored 4. That one finds a zone. It's a 2-2 count now to the leadoff hitter, Braden Cannon. 7, 8, 9 due up. Jake Williams standing on deck. Trey Mungan standing in the hole. And then the top of the order rolls over if necessary. That one's going to be a weak ground ball hit over to Crook at short. He makes the play, throws over to Sutton and gets him. On a 2-2 count, Braden Cannon grounds over to short, and there's 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Jake Williams comes up to the plate. Now the center fielder, he was hit by a pitch on the very first pitch of his at-bat by David Chase. He came around to score. Looks like there is movement in the Sasquatch bullpen, just seeing if Gunnar Thompson can get through the 6th. That one hit weakly and foul off the metal pole in the backstop. Oh, 1 count now with Thompson. Williams up to the plate. 0 for 2 on the night, looking to reach base for the 2nd time. It's a 6-run lead, 11 hits on the night for the Prospects. 5 1/3 of the way through. That one's high in the air to center field. Hoyer going back at the track. He'll reach over his shoulder. He can't make the catch. He hits the deck. Williams rounds second. He's going to look to make it 3. The throw from Crook is not going to be in time. It's low, but they got him. Christian Soto makes the backhanded pick. Oh my goodness. The throw was way off the money, and Christian Soto picked it out of the dirt, reached across, and gunned him. It's a double for Jake Williams, but that's all she wrote for him. Brings up the 9 spot, Trey Mungan to the plate. He represents the third out if Gunnar Thompson can get through this inning. That one low and away, tried a curveball. It's going to be a 1-0 count early to Mungan. Mungan singled and was stranded at second in his last, or not stranded at second, was thrown out at third on a fielder's choice in his last at-bat. Flies that one foul to 1-1 count. Reached in the second via an error by Christian Soto that really made that run, that 4-run inning happen. It was the error by Crook and Soto. 3-batter stretch. Cannon and error on Soto. Murphy recovered, got the strikeout on Williams. Then Mungan reached on error once again by left side of the infield. Big swing and a miss at that one in the dirt. And now a 1-2 count to Trey Mungan. Thompson looking to get out of this 6th inning fast and efficiently. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's way upstairs, just got away from him. Tried to elevate a fastball, just missed it. To give you a 2-2 count with 2 away. It appears to be Zach Romans warming up in the bullpen. Expect to see him potentially in the 7th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Thompson. Swing and a miss, he got him to go fishing. 1-2-3, a little unorthodox with the double thrown out at third, but nonetheless 1-2-3 for Thompson. Sasquatch still trailing by 6 as we head to the bottom half. 6 outs remaining on their night for game 1, trying to come back here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live.
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Chaz Crook leading off the inning here in the bottom of the 6th. 6 outs remaining for the Squatch, trying to muster a comeback in this one. They trail by 6. It's 10-4 prospects in game 1 here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Chaz Crook leading off. He takes the first pitch, skies it in left field, going back at the track, and it'll die right there. Lynham makes the play, a warning track shot from Chaz Crook. Almost got his 2nd home run of the night, but was about 5 feet short. And the first out of the inning is a fly ball to deep left field. Top of the order, Bryson Hoyer singled and was stranded at third base. In his last plate appearance, he's 1 for 3, looking to make it 2 for 4 and get back to 500 on the night. 1-0 count, as that one misses up high. It is Zach Romans warming up in the bullpen, so expect to see him in the 7th Gunnar Thompson's night most likely done. 1 2/3 innings, no earned runs, gives up a pair of hits, and has a strikeout to his name. That one low in the dirt. Hoyer gets up 2-0. Bachman standing on deck. He's 1 for 1, has reached 3 times. So we'll see if maybe we can get a rally going and get at least a few runs heading into the last inning of this one. Hoyer rips it to left field. It's another 1-out base runner. The 6th time. Death, taxes, in the Squatch getting a base runner with 1 out. My goodness. 94 exit velocity on that ball. He smoked it to left field. And now Ryan Bachman comes up to the plate. 1 for 1 in the night with 2 walks and a run to his name. Looking to potentially add another one. Last time Hoyer got a single, Bachman singled as well on the very next pitch. That pitch low in the dirt, he leaves it off for a 1-0 count. That was back in the 4th inning. Hoyer was stranded at third. Bachman was thrown out in a 4-3 double play. Or no, Bachman was thrown out, excuse me. He was stranded as well. Reyes grounded out to second. Bachman lifts that one into left field. Lynham doesn't even have to budge. He makes the catch, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. 2 straight flyouts. Or excuse me, 2 flyouts to left field, and a Bryson Hoyer single so far. Luis Reyes comes up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 with a homer to his night, 2 RBIs. And now we'll see if he can get this rally going. With 1 out, Hoyer got the single. Bachman flies out into left to go 1 for 2 on his night. And we'll see if Reyes can potentially keep it going and roll it over to Van Atten, who's on deck. Hoyer takes off. The throw's going to be high, and Hoyer slides in there with a stolen base. The pitch was high, so already popping up was DeMayo. The throw is also a little bit high, and Hoyer stands in scoring position for a chance for Reyes to get his 3rd RBI of the night. 1-0 count to the Sasquatch catcher. Leaves that one upstairs for a ball. It feels weird that both lineups in this game 1 have their catcher batting 3rd. Not something you see every day, and then somehow see both teams today with it, as Reyes getting the start behind the plate. I'd expect him to move the shortstop for game 2. 2-0 count. Leaves it upstairs the letters. Gets up 3-0 on Meyer. DJ Van Atten standing on deck. He's grounded out 3 times today. Has yet to find the sweet spot of the bat. 3-0 count from Reyes. We'll see what the approach is right here to one of the Sasquatch best hitters with a runner in scoring position, trailing by 6. Checks his swing on that one. And they're going to say it was a ball? There was no call. No, it's a strike. There was no call by the home plate umpire on that. Not a budge from him right there. Reyes thought it was a ball. He starts walking. A lot of confusion. There was literally no movement at all behind home plate right there for a call. Hoyer the big lead at second. A 3-1 count to Reyes. Outside, and he'll walk. Luis Reyes gets on base for the 2nd time tonight. Hoyer stays at second. It brings up DJ Van Atten in a big spot here. The 4, 5, 6 spot of the lineup. The Sasquatch can keep things rolling here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4 outs remain on their night. I don't think I've ever been more confused in my life than not seeing the home plate umpire make a call. See Reyes trot the first and then trot back. Hoyer's going to take off. Van Atten's going to sky that one in the foul territory towards the prospect's dugout. That one's going to get out, and he's going to get to see another pitch. Barely got out, but he's going to see another one. Thank the Lord. DJ Van Atten's going to see another pitch. Hoyer and Reyes took off. See maybe if they do it again. Got to play aggressive here, trailing by 6. You need runners in scoring position. Would love to put Van Atten in a position to put 2 up. Fouls off that one. It's an 0-2 count now to the Sasquatch cleanup spot. Designated hitter is DJ Van Atten. Hasn't found his groove yet. But now in an 0-2 count versus Jackson Meyer, looking to potentially put one in the outfield, and maybe if it's a gapper, score 2. Line him playing off the line and left. If he can turn on this one, easily be 2 bags for himself. It was a hanging breaking ball. He wasn't expecting it. He's behind, and he fouls it off. He sees another one. 0-2 count once again to DJ Van Atten. Looking to try to keep this going. It was a 1-out single from Bryson Hoyer, and then a 2-out walk. Hoyer takes off. Van Atten drills it to left field, but foul off the light pole. That ball was pieced, but way in front of it, and we'll do an 0-2 pitch, part 3 to DJ Van Atten. Hoyer took off once again. Hoyer's took off twice. And Van Atten has fouled off both pitches. We'll see if he does it again. Meyer watching Hoyer at second. He won't take off. This one's going to be behind Van Atten, but DeMayo pops up and snags it with the glove. 1-2 count. Almost disastrous if DeMayo doesn't pop up right there. Both runners are in scoring position. They stay put at first and second. It's a 1-2 count. The 6th pitch of the EAB to DJ Van Atten. Putting up a fight, trying to get any runs across. Hoyer's going to take off. He fouls it off again. Hoyer and Reyes taking off. DJ Van fouled it off. That's happened 3 times this AB. We'll see pitch number 7. Pitch 7, and he had only a 1-2 count to the Sasquatch cleanup hitter. Meyer settles, ignoring Hoyer at second. Hoyer with a nice lead, but nothing major. Van Atten's going to sky that one in the shallow right field. Going back is Mungid. He's going to make the catch. That's going to end the inning. Sasquatch strand 2 on the base pass. Go to the 7, down 6 right here at Black Hills Energy Stadium in beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota.
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Top 7, the last inning of game 1 of the doubleheader. Zach Romans comes out of the bullpen to relieve Gunnar Thompson, who was spectacular in 1 2/3 innings, gave up 0 earned runs in relief to keep this just a 6-run game. The Sasquatch offense has not been able to capitalize. They have 8 hits, including 2 base runners last inning, but stranding them both on the base paths as the inning ended. That pitch going to be fouled off by the leadoff hitter. It's Tyler Palmer. Top of the order for the 5th time today. Palmer, 1 for 3 with a walk, has scored every time he's gotten on base. So we'll see if Romans can get him out, because he's 3 for 3. He's 3 runs on 3 times reaching base. It's that 1 time is okay, 2 times a coincidence, 3 times is a trend. So we'll see if Zach Romans can end that trend. 2-1 count as that breaking ball missed the zone. That one's flown out to right field towards the line. Crott on the chase. Can't get to it. It's going to be a single for Tyler Palmer. His 4th time, reaching base tonight. Last 3 times, he scored. Struck out to start the game against Cameron Murphy. And since then, he has been walk, single, walk, run, run, run. We'll have to see if that continues. Colin Lynham up to the plate now. Double and single to start out in the first 2 innings. Since then has not reached base. That one low. Reyes picks it. It's a 1-0 count. Flew out to left and reached on a fielder's choice, but did come around to score in the 5th. 2 for 3 on the night out of the 2 spot. Rips on that one. Reyes goes over first. Sutton the tag. They got him. Luis Reyes pops up the pitch in the dirt, throws over to Sutton. He picks it out and got him. What a play by Reyes behind the plate for the first out, but Colin Lynham still up to the plate with a 2-1 count now as that one misses. Two-one count now. That one's going to be drilled to center field. Hoyer takes 3 steps in. He'll make the catch. An easy fly out to center field for the 2nd out. And there's quickly 2 away after a leadoff single. Reyes pops up and guns them over at first. And then a fly out to center field by Colin Lynham brings up Sid DeMeo. 2 for 3, stolen base, 2 runs scored for DeMeo, as well as 2 RBIs on his night. He has been spectacular out of that 3 spot behind the dish for the Prospects. He drills one foul on the ground on the 3rd baseline. It goes 0-1. That leadoff single by Palmer, we thought maybe Romans might get a little bit of pressure on him to get out of that. And Luis Reyes takes the pressure right off his shoulders by gunning the runner over at first base. Colin Lynham flies out the center field, and now an 0-1 count to the 3 spot. Beautiful breaking ball finds the zone. It's quickly 0-2. Romans has settled in nicely after that leadoff single. It helps when your defense is making plays, and Luis Reyes made one there, gunning the runner over at first. 0-2 count to DeMeo. Breaking ball outside, just missed the zone. It goes 1-2. Popped out of Reyes' glove. Think maybe if he could have held it and stuck it right there, maybe the frame would have convinced home plate umpire that it was a strike 3. But nonetheless, it's a 1-2 count. Jackson Meyer standing on deck if needed. Might see him trot out for the 7th inning to pitch some more. That one's hit over to Soto. Can't get it on the dive. It's going to be a single by DeMeo, the 2nd hit of the inning. It's a 2-out base runner. Brings up the cleanup spot, Jackson Mayer. Singled and stranded at 2nd back in the 4th inning. Was on base during that 4-6-3 double play by Caden Young that ended the 4th, that David Chase came in and forced in his first 3 pitches. Game has been a roller coaster of emotions for both fan bases tonight. If you're the Prospects, you get up early. If you're the Sasquatch, you get 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, you're thinking you can come back. The Prospects get 2 back in the 4th, you're thinking, oh man, it's over. You get 2 more in the bottom of the 4th, you're thinking we have a chance, and then that top of the 5th inning, a 4 spot by the Prospects, and since then, it's been all Nebraska. Pinch runner in the game for the Prospects, adding a little bit of speed over there at first. That one's going to be fouled. Pinch runner is going to be Easton Swafford. We saw him lead off game 1 of this game. A little bit of speed on his leg, so he pinch runs for DeMeo. And the prospects, head coach Trevor Varley, maybe preparing for an extra base hit and getting that man home, getting another insurance run. Upstairs, leaves it off. Count goes 1-2. Extra insurance run, but it's already a 6-run game. And heading in last inning, the way that Sasquatch have been hitting the ball, especially with runners in scoring position, I don't think I'd worry if I was up 6. Weak fly ball hitting the infield. Crook settles under it. That'll end the top half of the 7th. Romans gives up 2 singles, but gets out of it unscathed. We go to the bottom half. Sasquatch trailing by 6, trying to mount any sort of comeback they can here at Black Hills Energy Stadium in Game 1 of the doubleheader.
Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Jack Sutton leading off here in the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs remaining, down 6 at the pitching change. They go to the bullpen again. It actually looks to be a position player pitching. Cole Kitchens, the man who homered in Game 1, he is going to pitch in this bottom of the 7th, trying to preserve arms going into the Game 2 doubleheader that will take place nearly 30 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1, right back here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live or out at the Black Hills Energy Stadium. That one low for a ball. Sutton on the night. Has reached once on a hit by pitch, was stranded at third, looking for his first hit in a Sasquatch uniform, and it won't come here. Flies over to left center field. Moving over is Williams. He'll go to the gap. He'll make the catch. Sutton flies out for the first out to left center, and Trey Vorwald comes to the plate. Vorwald 1 for 3 with a single. Singled with 1 away, moves Sutton over to third, and then 2 straight outs for the Sasquatch. A fly out to center field, and then a ground ball to second that ended the threat in the 5th. It's been threats for the Sasquatch, but they have not gone anywhere more than a threat. That pitch down the middle for strike 1. The Sasquatch have had base runners and had runners in scoring position with a chance to put them across the board and get some runs to try to get back, but a great job as that one's fouled off. A great job by Jackson Meyer out of the bullpen during those threats to get out of them unscathed and keep them at just threats at that. The 6-run game, 0-2 count to Trey Vorwald. Gage Crott stands on deck. Christian Soto stands on deck. Crott in the hole if needed. That one going to get upstairs. Vorwald gets out of the way. He could have sat there and got hit in the head and been joining his buddy Jack Naylor on the bench. It's a 1-2 count to Vorwald. Rips it up the middle for a single. His second base hit of the day. He's 2 for 4. Trey Vorwald got another single on his night, and that is the 7th straight 1-out base runner for the Sasquatch. Let's see if that trend continues in the game 2 later on here on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. That's a stat I'm definitely going to keep track of. Christian Soto comes up to the plate, singled and came around to score. He was a 1-out single right after Vorwald grounded out to begin the 4th. Soto got a single in the left field, came around to score on a Chaz Crook homer. Soto leaves that one off. It's in the dirt. Vorwald goes back to first. Gage Crott standing on deck if needed. Chaz Crook in the hole, the 9-hole hitter. Homered in the 4th and then hit a warning track shot back in the 6th. We thought might be his 2nd home run of the day. 1-0 count to Soto. See if he can keep this rally going. They're going to check Vorwald. Makes sense. A lot of speed over there at first with Trey Vorwald. And the way that pitchers today have been trying to not allow anybody to even get a 2-step lead, it doesn't surprise me. Vorwald, after getting checked, takes an extra step. Soto leaves that one off low for strike 1. Count goes even at 1-1. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd, was stranded at second base after Chaz Crook flew out to right field to end that threat. One once again to Soto. They're going to check Vorwald again. That one low, picked by the first baseman, Caden Young. Vorwald gets back safely. Already been checked twice. He's not taking that big of a lead, but now you're in the pitcher's head. You might see him actually try to. Doesn't look like he's ready to run. We'll see what he elects to do. Soto's going to foul that one off. Count goes 1-2. Wouldn't expect to see Vorwald run here. Avoid a strike him out, throw him out at all costs to end this one. Just would not be a way that you want to end it going into game 2. At this point, trailing by 6 in the last inning. Coming back necessarily isn't really likely, we'll say, odds-wise, but just getting a little turmoil and momentum going into game 2. Try to get game 2 of the doubleheader win like they did against the Sockeyes, where they did not have a fun game 1 of the day, but game 2 came back and had a total domination 6-0 victory. 2-2 count is now and misses away to Soto. And now Vorwald takes an extra half step. Weight is shifted on his left, so wouldn't expect him to take off here. He's always the threat to, but doesn't look like it. He won't. Soto swings and misses. He goes down swinging for the 2nd out, and now down to the last life. It's represented by Gage Crott. Singled back in the 2nd. Since then, flew out to 2nd and grounded out to 2nd. We'll see if he can try to continue this and see if they can maybe get a little bit of hope into this crowd and a little bit of energy going into game 2. That's a 2nd time in a row that the pitcher has entered the windup, but we've got a timeout called. So the pitch canceled out. Would have been called strike 1, and that was a pretty nicely located fastball for Cole Kitchens. We saw Kitchens in game 1 of this series. Slid over at the hot corner. Wasn't on the lineup today for game 1 on the mound. Well, interested to see if we see him in game 2. Crott fouls it off. Count goes 0-1. Always interested to see if we see position players pitching, if they find themselves in the lineup playing in the field. I don't know if I'd expect them at the hot corner after throwing a good amount of pitches. We'll have to see how high his pitch count gets after this one. Chaz Crook standing on deck if needed. He's 1 for 3 on the night. Has put the ball in the air every single time. That one low in the dirt. Going to be a 2-1 count. 1-1 count, excuse me. Was fooling us in warm-ups as Kitchens was only throwing 65-mile-an-hour lob balls, but now is elevated back up to the mid-8s. Vorwald weight shifted on the right leg. I'd expect to see him take off right here, and he will. Crott's going to fly that one into the gap. Trout going over on the run. He'll make the jumping catch to end the game. Squatch lose 10-4 in game 1 here at the doubleheader at Black Hills Energy Stadium, a game that was not friendly to them. It was 2 innings that were the difference. The top of the second, 4 runs came across. The defense on the left side of the infield did not help Cameron Murphy out at all. Couple errors allowed base runners to reach, and at the top of the order for the prospects took advantage. In the 5th, 4 more runs came across. The bullpen for the Sasquatch falters once again. Gunnar Thompson's going to be your player of the game today, presented by Landmark. Was phenomenal out of the bullpen. 1 2/3 innings, no earned runs, 2 hits, no walks. We'll be right back with game 2. Check for a new stream here shortly on Spearfish Sasquatch Live. Sasquatch looking to avoid the sweep against the prospects on the final game of the homestand.